the law of this jungle is as old and as real as the sky. And the wolf that abides will prosper, but a wolf that breaks it will die. You see out here in this jungle, we run it forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. I used to run with the pack, nowadays I run for the pack. Represent from the front to the back.
So, very good evening and welcome to you here at Craven Cottage. I'm Mikey Burrows. Alongside me, as ever, is the Hall of Famer Andy Thompson. And this is tonight's home of football, where hopefully we'll be seeing a strong Wolves performance and the ability to try and bounce back after what was a frustrating game last time out. We will hear from a man who's played for both of these clubs in Kevin McDonald before kickoff. We will talk about Wolves striker issues and whether we can finally get a recognised number 9 scoring a Premier League goal before the calendar year is out. March of 2022, the last time Raul Jimenez found the back of the net in the Premier League. Nobody else has done it since. Will tonight be the night? Let's take a look at the team news as far as Wolves are concerned, and you can see Raul Jimenez is into the starting lineup. 2 changes have been made. The other one involves Mario Lemina returning into midfield from his suspension, a player who was on loan at Fulham a couple of seasons ago. Wolves in the situation where João Moutinho and Adama Traore drop down to be amongst the substitutes. You can see a strong-looking bench as well, with Nouri, Collins, Penance, Johnny, Moutinho, Costa, João Gomez and Adama Traore. Andy Thompson, your reaction to that team news, I guess, first and foremost. It's we think, a 4-2-3-1 tonight, with Lemina and Neves as the 2, and Mateus Nunes pushing up a little bit higher. Mateus Cunha playing as a 10, though it could well be 4-4-2. I mean, there are variations there.
Yeah, there is. And look, and Cunha the other day against Bournemouth, he tried really hard up front and it just didn't come off for him. He definitely looks like he's like a number 10 rather than that focal point up front. And that's the reason why they brought Jimenez in. Because I think they need somebody up there who look, I know what you said, like he hadn't scored a goal since a calendar year, or nearly a calendar year, but he's a centre forward who can hold things up. He can bring people into play. So apart from not scoring, at least he can bring some players into play. And what he's selected tonight are players who can get forward, and that's what he's hoping, that players can get up and join up with Jimenez and feed off him with some flick-ons or bring it into play. Because that's what I think that he'll be after. He'll be after goals, as you said there. Struggled at the weekend, but there was opportunities, and maybe that's why he's brought Jimenez in.
We will talk more about Raul Jimenez a little bit later on. Interested in your thoughts as well, by the way. At Mikey Burrows, at Wolves on Twitter, use the hashtag WolvesLive. Are you happy that Raul Jimenez is back in the starting lineup? Would you have gone differently? Diego Costa was an option. They could have, of course, played Daniel Penance and Adama Traore and done something different as well. But your thoughts on Raul Jimenez and the striker situation, and maybe just why Wolves haven't been getting the goals from a number 9 that they would have hoped for in the last year. Mario Lemina back in from his suspension, Tomo. Well, I think we all agree he shouldn't have been suspended. It was a strange situation, to say the least. But how important do you think he could be back into that team?
Well, we saw glimpses. I know it's only a short career that he's had so far at Wolves, but we've seen glimpses about what he can do and what he offers to the team. And he's very influential in the way that he plays. the way he goes about the game. I'm still baffled by how he got sent off. I still don't understand the reason behind it, and I'm sure that he doesn't either. But again, he's brought him straight back in after that suspension, and the reason is that his quality in there. With Neves and Mateus in there, so you're looking at those three in there, which we think they're going to play. The quality that we've got, and that's going to be a strength of ours. But we've just got to try and get somebody on the end of one of these crosses or one of these through balls just to put the ball in the net, because we've got quality throughout this team. It's just a matter of converting.
It's the protection that he gives, though, isn't it,
Yeah.
for Mario Lemina? And I mean, it means that Mateus Nunes is asked to do something a little bit different. We saw it work really well against Liverpool, not quite so much against Southampton, and he's probably a player that needs to find a bit of form, do you feel?
Yeah, I think so. There's no doubting about the quality, and we've seen him run with the ball many times, and he just glides past players, and that's what he offers to the team, getting up there, linking in with the forwards, and getting himself back into that penalty area. And for me, he's got to start adding to it now. He's got to start adding to his game with either goals, with assists, because of the talent that he's got. But again, it's just making sure, can we get everything right? Can we get it to click? It was a good transfer window for us, but we've got to get these players hitting it off altogether.
Well, it's an interesting night down here under the lights. Craven Cottage looks a little bit different to the last time we were here. The development has been ongoing. We'll look back on that a little bit later on in the show as we count down towards kickoff. And we'll hear from a man who played for both of these teams in Kevin McDonald. But unfortunately, we have to suffer the pain and look back at the best of what happened last time out against Bournemouth. Loose one again, one back by Cunha, onto Semedo, right hand side of the box, low one in, Sarabia tried to turn it goalwards and deflected. Martinho taking it short to Neves, now infield to Bueno, centre of the Bournemouth half, lifting it forward towards the run of Dawson, who nodded it infield. Cunha was close there, but Stevens beat him to it. Adama Traore again brings it down, and he wins Wolves another corner. Flicked infield to Smith, now finding Atara. Big swipe of the boot came from Hamid Traore, and Tavernier missed it, and Adama Traore now setting off at speed. Oh, what a run, all the way through the middle, brought down by Billing. Found by Sarabia. On to Sarabia again for Martinho, fires it goalwards, palmed away by the goalkeeper at the near post. There's Tavernier, like a hint of arm involved. Worked wide. Now Solanke right inside the box, low one in and turned home by Tavernier.
He's aware that 1 in 8,333 make the cut, and so he's thinking about scoring while he's lacing up. He made sure he ate good and got his 8 hours in. The gaffer told him just focus, and you'll do nothing but win. And even though the things on Snap kept on buzzing down his phone, he had a little peek, he swiped right, but he made sure he left them alone. It's no distractions, I gotta keep that hunger and focus. Check my kickback twice and remove that chip off my shoulders. Can't be late, I'm trying to be the first one to the ground. Headphones in, I'm vibing, bopping, listening to SR and Pounds, thinking it's nerves. But then I think, some of these man just talk enough. Take it easy, and don't go too intense on the warm-up. Man like Kai, quick firms, but you know he's gonna be marking me. I can't get caught flat-footed, and he knows just how sharp I'll be. Match scenario, 1 inch of space, and then I'm in there. Quick 1, 2, boom, first goal, that's me. Get in there, but calm down. I gotta keep myself composed, and I can't get too gassed, because it wasn't the cleanest of goals. I need another. To go first team, I have to make a statement. Remember, talent can only take you so far. It's the hard work that sticks out blatant. You know Ryan's got a ping on him, so when he gets it, you're gone. Fake coming short for the ball, then drop the shoulder, race on. Are you a speedy one, bro? Is the defender kinda slow? And if so, it's all about that first touch towards the goal. Because if it's dead, then you're given time to make up the ground. And if it's good, you hit the back of the net, make that beautiful sound. The gaffer's watching, he's making notes, and then you see his assistant walk up. He tells you that they're impressed, and that you've earned yourself a call up. Then he says, wait, before you even think about making the team, Make sure you go home and get those dirty boots clean. Man, this is nuts. I'm shaking. Wait till the time my mum and the bros. I'm gassed, I've been grafting for this. But still kinda mad I've been chose. Crazy. Anticipation. Use all the emotions to feed desire and fuel performance. Tell your boys you're locked tough and tomorrow's game is enormous. Match day, you're in the tunnel. Put yourself at the back of the line. Close your eyes for a second. When you open them again, it's your time. Wolves. Next gen.
It's Matchday Live, Friday night, under the lights at Fulham in West London. Fulham against Wolves this evening. Hopefully, Wolves getting back to winning ways. You can let us know your thoughts as ever. Get in touch, use the hashtag Wolves Live on social media at Mikey Burrows at Wolves to have your say. Andy Thompson, this is one of those games this evening where most people, I think, would have been hoping that Wolves would be in the position of which Fulham find themselves. Fulham kind of following that template that Wolves did a couple of seasons ago in getting promotion, and they're absolutely flying. And suddenly coming here is a very different test than what it's been in the past.
Yeah, it is. I think they've only lost 2 games at home, so they've been a tough team to beat, especially here. Wolves, I say, on the back of that defeat at the weekend, they won at Brighton, so it just shows you. Even though Brighton, I heard, had a lot of the possession, had opportunities to score, unfortunately couldn't convert. But look, he's got them well organised. He's got the team well organised, and they can start to nick goals again. And it makes a massive difference when you get a team that's organised, difficult to break down, and that's what they're going to have to do tonight. They're going to have to try and break this team down and try and get something out of them and take the game to Fulham, because I think that they've got enough players in there who have got the capabilities of causing a big problem to us. They've got Reed in midfield, who's a good player.
No Mitrovic tonight, though.
They're just warming up in front of us, so I was pretty pleased when I didn't see it. But it's one of those players who always has a decent game against us, and it's going to be difficult. But if we can just try and raise our game, if we can start to convert opportunities, and for me as well, it's being able to pick somebody out with one of them crosses or those through balls is the problem that we're doing. Because when we're crossing the ball, how many we had? Was it 12 corners at the weekend?
Yeah. And
I think we had one header off a corner.
But do you know, I was looking at the stats though, and the weird thing is that in terms of our crossing, which has been something that I know you've complained about in the past, actually Wolves attempted 40 crosses in the game, which is as many as they'd done in about 5 or 6 games previously. And they had a much better success rate of 23% of them. Now, I know that's still not a huge amount, Tomo, but that says to me that we had a clear game plan against Bournemouth. Now, all right, it didn't work, but clearly there is something in there in terms of they got into great areas to put the ball into the penalty area.
Yeah, look.
And maybe that's why there's a central striker there now.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons why they brought him in. That we put in the ball in there, but we couldn't get nobody on the end of it to get that crucial attempt. There was a 5-minute spell in that first half against Bournemouth where Bournemouth were absolutely just whacking at everything, slicing it, the clearance, and we just couldn't get anybody on the ball. There was a moment there where we could have got something out of it, but it's just trying to take advantage of these opportunities and making sure that we get those goal attempts. Because even though with all the possession, the crosses, as you mentioned in there, we didn't really have that clear-cut chance that allowed us to get that goal, and that's a big negative for me. We've got to try and make this keeper work throughout the games, because at the moment I think keepers, whoever we're playing, are finding it pretty easy.
Well, we're going to talk more about Raul Jimenez specifically very shortly. Interested in your thoughts. Use the hashtag WolvesLive to get in touch. What has Raul got to do differently, do you feel, to get on the score sheet tonight? Let us know. So we've got a pretty interesting interview coming up for you with a man who played for both of these clubs. Now, he's got a unique insight because he's been back at Fulham training in the last couple of weeks, the last couple of months. Kevin McDonald has been talking to Matchday Live.
Yeah, I think obviously Fulham are, I'll probably class as a surprise package so far this season because they've done so well and they've been so consistent for so long, where normally teams slowly start to fall in the league, and obviously they've been continuing to rise, really, to be honest with you. So they've obviously had such a great start to the season. And as you say, on the flip side, Wolves have obviously struggled at times where, again, I watched obviously some games, but I didn't feel like they've struggled too much in terms of like performance-wise. I think some games that have been all right, but then you know what it's like. Obviously, so when you start losing a couple of games, you're it's just a bit of a landslide. It is, but no, since that new manager's came in, there seems to be a bit of a change. There seems to be a bit more. I don't know. I'd probably say a bit more belief in the team and stuff, and it looks like it's going in the right direction.
From Fulham's point of view, what do you think's different to the previous times where they kind of went up? Because they still spent money in those times, but ended up coming straight back down. This time feels completely different.
Yeah, I think obviously from a personal point of view, there's obviously there's plenty of elements for that. I think obviously the manager's a key one. I think the managers went in. Obviously, I didn't work with him, but I was fortunate enough to be able to watch over the sessions and watch how he works. And the manager's really, really good. And that's not saying that other managers weren't good in previous years, but this one's like, he knows exactly what he wants. He demands it from the players every single day. There's no easy way out. And if you're not on it, there's replacements because they've obviously got such a good squad. So I think first and foremost, to do with the manager, I'd say recruitment-wise, this time around, they've got it spot on in terms of players and personnel, characters that they've brought in. And obviously, at the top side of the pitch, you've obviously got Mitro. You're playing to Mitro's strengths. Nothing's changed from the way they got promoted last season. They're continuing to play that same way. And you put the ball in the box for Mitro, he's going to score goals. And ultimately, that's a massive part of that. But between the Mitro playing to his strengths, the manager top drawer, and the signings who have came in, and the signings have came in and produced. I think that's been the key thing. Where maybe in recent years we've kind of struggled, and I think that's why they are where they are at the end of the day.
I wanted to ask you about Mitrovic because he obviously has had plenty of Premier League experience, and it's not always gone his way. He again is one of those probably ones where something's different this year, or is it? Is it simply kind of experience and the team doing something different with him? What do you think?
I've said, and I've done interviews before, and I've spoken to friends and people who always label Mitro as previous years has been a bit of a failure in the Prem. I think you've got a manager now who knows what Mitro needs to score goals. He scored 43 goals or something last season, and there's no coincidence that he's continuing that. You've got a manager who plays to his strengths, the team plays to his strengths, and he's going to get goals. I think in previous years gone by, Mitro has been, the team's then changed, which hasn't suited Mitro at all. And Mitro's got that way of playing where, you need to get the ball into him, you need to get the ball in the box from crosses. And if you don't do that, then it's going to be a struggle for someone that's his game. And I've said it the whole time. If you play Mitro's strengths in the Premier League, he'll score goals. Simple as that. And I think that's been the main factor of that, is they've stuck to what they've done in the Championship, why they've done so well in the Championship. They've continued that on while improving the squad, improving the team with the signings they've made. And ultimately, it's clicked. It's clicked perfectly so far, to be honest with you.
So how do Wolves stop them?
Yeah, I think like Wolves have obviously like picked up recently. And I think I quite like the manager. I've not seen lots of them throughout the season. I've just seen games, and I thought like they've been unlucky at times, to be honest with you. That's why I'm quite surprised where they are. Why they're down there. But I think from what I see, one of my mates is a Wolves fan. It's sister-in-law's husband. So he says that since obviously the new managers came in, with him and all his boys, they said that it looks positive. So I mean, I don't think it's one of them ones where how do they stop them as such. I think like Wolves are an established Premier League team at this moment in time, and I think the form they're kind of getting into just now, then I think it could be an evenly matched game. I think both teams will see a great chance to get 3 points, and I can imagine it'd be a good footballing game. That's for sure.
Obviously, Mario Lemina into the midfield has kind of added something a little bit different alongside some guys you'll have come up against in Ruben Neves and João Moutinho, who obviously have been at the club an awful long time now, and the quality in that midfield area. I know as a midfielder, you'll look at that and kind of go, wow, what a battle that is going to be.
Yeah, both midfields. Obviously, Mario's in at Fulham and done a good job. Nice character, good, nice guy, and as he brings something different. You've always got the quality already of Neves and Moutinho that's always been there. So you put it up against, obviously, because I'm sure that Paulinho at Fulham's Portuguese, so it's going to be a bit of a Portuguese battle in there. But yeah, it's two teams, two good sets of midfield that probably one of them ones on a day, whoever probably wins the midfield battle maybe goes on to win the game. And I think both managers will probably see it that way as well. And I mean, I wouldn't really like to call it to be honest with you, but I'm sure, as I say, it'll be a good game, and definitely there'll be a lot of tackles flying in that midfield, especially with Mario and Paulinho in there. Yeah.
One of the things about Mario that's kind of stood out to people, I think, in his first couple of performances is we knew he'd obviously be combative and athletic and get involved, but he's looked really at home, like the Liverpool 3-0 win, just kind of sitting in midfield and being able to spray passes and have that extra element to his game.
No, he's got that. I think like when we signed him as well, I think there was a question of would he fit into the style of play. But I remember we trained with him for the first few days, and we were like, he's not like it. In no world is he classed as a rat or anything like that at all. He's technically very gifted, and he can get around the pitch well. He likes to get involved in a battle, which obviously a lot of people don't. So he's got it all. Mario's got it all, and as I say, he's someone who's there. He's willing to work hard, and we've seen that. He picked up a couple of unfortunate injuries at times, but when he was playing and when he was at it and when he was fully fit, he's a top player. And there's a reason why Wolves signed him, and there's a reason why Fulham signed him in the first place as well.
That's our Fulham chat done, mate. So you can swear if you like now, because the rest of it...
Wolverhampton is a proud and diverse city, proud of its history and proud of its people. When times are tough and life is challenging, Wolverhampton stands together. At Wolves Foundation, we are the heartbeat of the community. We support thousands of people across the city of all ages and abilities. Half of the people we work with are from areas among the most deprived 10% in the country. We encourage people to become healthier and more active. 92% of our participants have improved their mental and physical well-being. We develop lifelong learning and skills. 90% of our participants have improved their educational achievement. We work hard to build safe, strong, and active communities. 84% of our participants feel they have contributed to a safer, stronger, and more inclusive community. Football is such a powerful sport, which brings us together and drives us forward. At Wolves Foundation, we are proud of our work and proud of our impact. Creating opportunities and changing lives.
Interesting thoughts from Kevin McDonald a moment ago. There'll be more of that interview, by the way, that you'll be able to listen to on the all-new Wolves Weekly, which will restart next week. It'll be available from all usual podcast providers and, of course, in rotation on Wolves Radio. So make sure to tune in for that. We may get Tomo on it at some point. Obviously, he's got an actual life and a job, and so he's not available to talk to me.
Always got time for you, Michael.
Whenever I want him. So if those are you are just joining us a little bit late, team news, 2 changes for tonight. And what we're told is a 4-2-3-1 with Mario Lemina and Ruben Neves in midfield, and Mateus Cunha dropping into the number 10 position with Mateus Nunes on one side, Pablo Sarabia on the other, and Raul Jimenez up top. Raul Jimenez, the last recognised striker to score a Premier League goal for Wolves nearly a year ago, Tomo. We've had other players try in that position, notably, of course, Diego Costa, but even other players who've dropped in there like Hee-Chan Wang and others. Why has there not been a goal from a recognised number 9?
I just think that it's a catalogue of things. I think that its service hasn't been great. Of course, like I say, injuries have come into it as well. Players not hitting form. We've not been great scorers in this league, in this division anyway, and we've always struggled to get the amount of goals that we should do. But we've just really defended well and won a lot of games 1-0. But it just shows you like what fine margins there is about not winning games in this and scoring goals. But I'm quite surprised that it's been a year since a striker's actually scored a goal, or nearly a year that a recognised striker scored a goal. But I just think that we haven't hit form in that top third, and I've said it time and time again. We've got to be ruthless. We've got to have that cutting edge, and it's something that we need to rectify. What's something that we've got to get on top of, and we haven't at the moment because we're still hit and miss. I know we scored 5 goals in 2 games, but that is one of the areas that we've got to try and do, and I'm sure this manager's addressing that as he does in training anyway.
Well, Chris Hollis says, great to see an actual number 9. Another Chris says, at least we have a number 9 on the pitch. Give him the ball and he will score. Steve says, I think we need someone to play that striker role and occupy the central defenders. Hopefully we see the true Cunha now. James says, very pleased. Hope that Cunha plays off the left and Nunes deeper to allow Neves more freedom. Fingers crossed for a big performance. Geordie says it's a much better side pick tonight. Dave says with the number 9 on, we need someone to be getting the crosses in like Adama Traore. And Alistair says we are going for it tonight. Keep your thoughts coming. Use the hashtag Wolves Live at Mikey Burrows at Wolves on Twitter to have your say. Last time we were here, Adama Traore was the key match winner. Let's take a look. Pedent, base of the centre circle. He's in trying to drill it through to Neto. Flagger stay down. Pedro Neto, left hand side of the penalty area, tries to strike it goalwards, comes back to him, heads it infield. Dendoncker can't quite get there. Ball still not fully cleared, and eventually an offside flag has gone up. And now Neves can try and set Pedent away. Pedent early. Hee-Chan Wang trying to run in behind down the left-hand side into the penalty area. The South Korean to strike it low, and it's turned away at the near post, and it'll be a Wolves throw. Nuri. That's a good ball looking to Neto. Goalkeeper came and collided with his own defender, Pedro Neto. Oh, how has he not scored? It's going to come to Daniel Pedent, and he's fired it across the face of goal and wide. Trying to play it in behind. It's a good ball down the line for Nuri. Nuri towards the byline. Low cross in. Oh, gives White brilliant chance.
Oh, there's your chance.
Arrived to him really late. Stretched out. Edge of the 6-yard box. He can't believe it. Sent it high into the stand. Out to the right hand side. Beckled over Reed. Needs to work it down the line to Harrison Reed. Now Andreas Pereira. Slipped in behind. Nuri, clumsy challenge. That's a penalty. Fulham spot kick. Nuri didn't know where his man was behind him. Stuck out a leg. Mitrovic right-footed in front of the North Bank. And Jose Sarr saves. And Leander Dendoncker clears the follower. And Molineux has come alive thanks to their goalkeeper, Jose Sarr.
Do you have what it takes? It's the strategy, the discipline, the anticipation, the defeats, the victories. The people who get it, get it. The people who don't. We are Wolves Women, and we are their official FX trading partner.
So the countdown to kick off well and truly on. Tomo, who's going to be the key players tonight? Who are you backing to do the business?
Well, I'm hoping that Jimenez is going to score, but I think that midfield area is going to be where it's going to be competed in there. I think that we've got to try and dominate. He's brought Lamine back in to stabilise that little bit of midfield, give Neves a little bit more of freedom, and Mateus. So I'm hoping that that's going to work tonight, that them three are going to work together and help to supply what we need going forward and hopefully convert opportunities. So that midfield area for me is going to be the area where we need to make sure that we try and dominate it.
And of course, they have options from the bench to come if they need to. I mean, we hope that they don't necessarily need to, but with Adama Traore, Daniel Podence and others, you would hope there is enough to try and get something from this. Prediction, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm not going to bet against Wolves. I'm going to go for one each. It's difficult to come here and the form that Fulham are in. As I mentioned before, I think they've only lost 2 here. They've got a great victory at the weekend against Brighton. So I'll be happy with the one each result tonight.
Well, we have had some great results against Fulham over recent years. Only 1 defeat in the last 13 league meetings. Can that record continue in front of a passionate support down here at Craven Cottage tonight? You'll hear full, live, uninterrupted commentary from Tomo and myself, available at wolves.co.uk and anywhere you are around the world on the move via the Wolves app. Don't forget to check out all the reaction as ever at wolves.co.uk. We will see you for the live commentary very shortly. And in honour of Raul Jimenez returning to the starting lineup, hoping that a bit of good luck and rebuff will leave you with some of the best goals from the Mexican sensation.
Looking downfield, flicks it infield to Gibbs White, who rolls his man, trying to hold off Fabregas. Good run this from Gibbs White, onto Jimenez, into the penalty area, Jimenez! Raul Jimenez! Raul Jimenez! Raul Jimenez! You beauty! That's the goal they came for! That's the goal we wanted! It's the goal that gets Wolves back in the game! Coutinho trying to lift one towards Caballero. Johnny is up in support. Caballero going in field. Now finding Jimenez. Jimenez to the edge of the box. Jimenez shooting! Jimenez scoring! Oh my word! What a moment! A goal worthy of Wembley! Raul Jimenez has given Wolves the lead with 7 minutes to go! What an unbelievable turnaround! Here comes Podence over the halfway line, skipping away from his man. Down the left-hand side, he's got support from Neto. Trying to cross in towards Jimenez, who helps it goals! Oh, what a start! Raul Jimenez immediately picks up where he left off in such devastating fashion last season. Wolves' first real chance of the new campaign. It did not take them long. It's Sheffield United 0, Wolves 1. Traore trying to hold off his man. Jimenez will get it. Jimenez trying to set Traore away. Flag has stayed down against Adama Traore. Into the penalty area he goes. Traore trying to check back onto his left foot. Pulling it back for Jimenez! Raul Jimenez into the bottom corner. What a stunning comeback this has been. Wolves from 2-0 down at the break. Now lead by 3 goals to 2 with 14 minutes to go. The Mexican sensation comes up with the goods again. With a throw down the line. This ball's going to find its way through to Jimenez. Now Neto was blocked off the ball. Jimenez might go in alone. Oh, what a goal! That is absolutely stunning. The Mexican sensation has delivered again. He capitalises on a mistake, drives through the heart of the Torino defence and drives a stake through it too, because he gives Wolves a 2-goal advantage again. His forwards though, it's taken out to Doherty on the right hand side. Doherty will try and stand into the danger zone. Jimenez trying to bring it down. Jimenez! Raúl Jimenez! The Mexican sensation produces on the grandest stage again. The wrestling Sin Cara mask comes out. Joyous scenes of pure pandemonium from everybody in gold and black. It's Wolves 2, Watford 0. Ball will find its way to Traoré. And Traoré trying to hold off a couple of challenges here. And now racing over the halfway line. And he's played in Matt Doherty down the right-hand side. Jota is racing up there as well. Doherty trying to strike it. Comes to Jimenez. Oh my word! Raúl Jimenez with a stunning finish from the edge of the penalty area into the far corner. The Mexican sensation has delivered something special when his team needed him the most. It's Burnley 0, Wolves 1. Jimenez over the halfway line. Clever footwork by Jimenez. Now trying to send Traoré away. Traoré lifting his cross in. Jimenez! Raúl Jimenez arrives 10 yards out to place his header into the far corner. Molyneux is alive again. It's Wolves 1, Liverpool 1. Game on at Molyneux. Vinagre trying to clip it forwards to Jota. Oh, what a turn by Jota, leaving Lucas Moura for dead. Now driving deep into the Spurs half. If he looks up, he can try and feed it to the path of Jimenez. Jimenez into the area, back onto his left foot. Raúl Jimenez! Raúl Jimenez gives Wolves the lead. Oh my word, that is stunning. What a goal from Wolverhampton Wanderers. From the run from Jota, the feed to the Mexican sensation. He cut onto his left foot and he finds the far corner. It's Tottenham 2, Wolves 3. What a memorable turnaround again from the boys in old goal. Smalling did really well, headed away by Dallon. Picked up by Matinho out on the left-hand side. Matinho, can he get this ball back in the penalty area? He's going to drive alone. Jean Matinho pulls the cross. Jimenez! Jimenez can't quite get the strike away and he's bobbing round. Jimenez, yes! Jimenez scores! Jimenez scores! Raúl Jimenez scores! Oh my word, what a moment! And sheer pandemonium at Molyneux! Would you believe this? The Mexican sensation comes up with the goods again! And it's Wolves 1, Manchester United 0.
Yeah, the press has been...
To hit this on the turn, as he does, it is sensational.
The law of this jungle is as old and as real as the sky. And the wolf that abides will prosper, but a wolf that breaks it will die. You see out here in this jungle, we run it forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. I used to run with the pack, nowadays I run for the pack. Represent from the front to the back, wolves in my heart, my city on the map. I was in the field, just sitting on the bench. See me in the gym, rep till I'm bench. Sweat till I win, that's a victory stench. Yeah, we stay ready for the war, man, I settle in the score. Right now I'm with the hype, I ain't in it for the light. I was down to the ground, now I'm up for the fight. Seaside at the dark, now it's into the light. Out for more, down for my team. I wake up and I'm chasing a dream. Don't dirt from my crash, they clean. Step for me, view, boy, I am me. Look at my jump with the verses. Clean sheet in him and I'm on the first with. Prize fighter, I'm taking the purses. Deathmatch in your family in hearses. The law of this jungle, we run it forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. You see out here in this jungle, we run it forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the